Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today is June the 10th, 2021. What is the future of my country? What is the future of Liberia? What is the future of Liberian people? I keep telling you, for nearly 50 years now, I've seen changes in my country. I've seen my people die like ants. I've seen the world that intervened and destroyed my country try to fix it. using the weakest elements in my society. Instead of fixing it, they further destroyed it. And the same foreign elements that have interfered in my country and our growth and development for nearly 200 years are the same people saying they want to save us again. How can they save us? How can they save us? We sit in our country like dummies and blame each other while other people come in our country and amass wealth, while we fight among ourselves and live in poverty and starvation and suffering. What is the plight of my people? What is the destiny of my people? I wonder. Because I sit here and talk and talk and talk. To me, it means nothing. My Liberian people still want to follow the corrupt elements that have destroyed our country. And my friends and buddies are so jealous against me. They can't even support what I'm doing. And they know I'm telling the truth. But they want me to join them to follow that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, to follow that Congo destiny that is not saving my country. That American Liberian destiny that is not raising the consciousness of my people. Liberia is my country. I should be a king of Liberia because my grandfather brought my people together and they don't even know it. They don't even know about my grandfather. They don't even know about Benjamin Green Freeman because our corrupt elements have ruled Liberia forever. Forever. So we must take a restock ourselves. And I keep telling you this. Liberia needs to be overhauled. Our country is terrible. And nothing will change our country until the right leaders who are supposed to raise the consciousness of our people come back into power. That way you'll see I've never dealt with any political ramp in my country. I don't play with these deceitful Liberian people because I know deceitfulness. That's what the hell I went to school for. And this is what our parents don't understand. The only person that understood it was my father. The only person that understood where I was coming from was my father. And that's why I respected my father. Not because he did great things for me. No. Because my father respected my independence. That's all. And that's why I honor my father today. Because there were things me and my father taught and things I told him. He respected it. And that's why I respected him. And let me tell you one of the things our people in our society destroy each other with. Greed. Greed. I remember once I was dating one of my father's friends. He didn't know about it, but he came home and saw the chick's car in the yard. So he knew the car. That was his friend's car. So he said, who brought his car here? Oh, he said, that one girl came to see Rodney and blah, blah, blah. So they were talking. Then he came out after the girl left. My father called me in the room and started talking about 1 cent and 2 cents. He said, you're trying to convince me to fall in this whole bullshit about arranged marriage. So he started telling me, he said, that's a nice girl there, and her people got 1 cent. And you got 1 cent. That's 2 cents. I was listening to that bullshit. I said, yeah, don't tell me that stuff, Daddy. And I came straight out with him. I said, no, Daddy. No. Don't interfere with my wife, my life. I told him straight, I said, don't interfere. Don't tell me who to marry, Daddy. And he never talked about it again. because I put him on the line. I wasn't going to bullshit my father and try to appease him and say, oh, yes, daddy, I would try to marry her. Then when I look, my life be unhappy. I don't know the girls because I know her father and her family. I don't know her in depth. So I ain't going to play those kind of games. And my father wasn't going to tolerate that. But my mother, on the other hand, no. She doesn't understand that. She wants to approve my wife. She wants to approve this. No, you can't do that. You can't do that, young children. And this is what is destroying Liberia. Everything is about money and greed. And this is what about Liberia. You can't choose my wife for me. Yeah, if you honor your mind, your little suckle baby, they can guide you that way and find a wife for you. But for a man like me, man, or Cuba like me, you're my friends that watch my show. And you'll tell these people, turn around and tell these people who says you're so jealous of me, y'all can't join me, or something got to be wrong here. Y'all got to be envious and jealous of me. Because there is no way the people I know, the friends I have, will not be supporting me. And that's why I don't want no support from people for my mother. People call me, oh, Rodney, we said, no, don't be sorry for me. You are not there. I've been to my show for years by myself. No family support. I call you to join me. You say no. I do my magazine. You send me $25 once a year. You're not supporting me. The people who supporting me, really few from Liberia. I can't lie. But most of the people supporting me from outside. From outside. Because they want to encourage my work. They know my work is true. And they know my people are blind and can't see the things I'm telling them. Or else I wouldn't still be doing my show today. So my support doesn't only come from Liberia. My support comes from the diaspora of Black people, Jamaicans, Bahamians, wherever it is. Bajans. I traveled the Caribbean. I wasn't waiting for my mom to set standard for me. I wasn't waiting for my mom to die before I get up and be a man. I am a man. I am a man. And thanks to the other people who were my extended family, who supported me and cared for me. My mom was always there. My mom was always there. But I can't follow my mother's dream. I gotta follow my dream. No, that's what life is about. Me. And what I can do for those that touch me. And my family gotta understand, I'm a man of the world. I'm a man of the world. I'm not a man of one group of people, one group of Black people. No. I'm blessed to be born in Liberia and raised by Liberian people and have my roots in Liberia. But I am a Black man of the world. I ain't going to sit in Liberia and follow corrupt people and follow a corrupt system when I know my world, the Black world, needs me. I'm an asset to the Negro race. I'm not an asset to Liberian. This is not Liberian. And people gave me these. People who I go to. And they see what I'm doing. They say, oh, Rodney, take that. Take this. Go in there, just take what you want. That's how my life been. And people be jealous of me. You can't be jealous of me. I'm not a selfish man. I'm not an evil man. I don't want to take what people got. I have what Jesus Christ gave me. That's all that matters. I'm coming to look for your property. I'm coming to look for your wealth. My wealth comes from above. Nobody here can tell me they gave me anything that my life depends on. No. Not even my mom. Not even my pa. But my pa knew better. My pa knew I was independent. The woman who raised me to be independent because she knew the people around me were messed up. She knew the people around me didn't believe in the God that I will be raised to believe in the God that tells me, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. And that's what the Christian foundation of Liberia is all about. And once we lose that link to our founding principles, we lose our link to the Liberia we know. So let me put on my topic and let's get more into this thing. Let's get more into this thing, yeah? This thing. Okay, my topics for the day are: which generation of Liberians is Liberia's most corrupt? 2, can Liberia and Liberian people survive Liberia's leaders like Samuel Jackson? 3, why follow Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson? First topic: which generation of Liberians is Liberia's most corrupt? That's a tough question. It's tough. Which generation of Liberians is the most corrupt? Oh Lord, that is a challenge. I listened to Sam Jackson and T-Max on the 50-50 show in Liberia. I listened to Lofa Julius and his Across Africa show. I listened to the various callers that called in and condemned Sam Jackson. Sam Jackson was one of the politicians that came home from abroad with knowledge. PPP, they came home and formed a political party to oppose the Toba government. They said all kinds of things about Toba, incited the military. They jumped up and overthrew Toba. Bole came and told them to kill the 13 men on the board, the 13 leaders, or their families will come and overthrow the Dole regime. They did that. And Taylor still came to overthrow the Dole regime. But it wasn't Taylor, it was Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. She feels that because they're from the Johnson family, Hillary Richard Wright Johnson family, Hillary Teach and all of that, so they own Liberia. And that's how Ellen feels. And that's why she got to be flogged and jailed. Because nobody owned Liberia. Liberia was not founded for one family. Liberia was founded by organizations of Black people to build a home for Negro people, for free Negro people. Why gave Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and her family the right to say Liberia is for them? That they are the king and queens and they can do what they want to do in our country. Appoint their families in the government. This has been going on. So if Ellen Johnson can claim that she and her family come from Hillary Richard Wright Johnson, they fight African American to be born on Liberian soil. So they claiming that as their right to own Liberia. What about me? What about my grandfather who united the indigenous people with the civilized people? My grandfather, the one who brought chiefs into our House of Representatives because he knew our country could not continue to exist and claim to be taxing the indigenous people with our representation in our House of Representatives. And my grandfather knew the law. My grandfather knew the law. And that's why he brought the chiefs into our House of Representatives to represent the people from the interior. Why? Because the people from the interior were being taxed. They were being taxed by the Liberian government, by the Congo people. And my grandfather, Benjamin Green Freeman, felt it wasn't right because he was a lawyer and he was the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And he knew very well that we could not collect taxes from the Liberian people and they don't be represented in the House of Representatives. But when we were small children, we didn't know that. The chief compound on Camp Johnson Road that my grandfather had it built as the Speaker of the House. So when the chiefs come to Liberia, to Monrovia, they could stay there. Because they had nothing in Monrovia. Why you think they paused my grandfather? If you check on Benjamin Green Freeman today in the history books of Liberia, you will not find nothing much except that he brought the indigenous people into the House of Representatives. He turned them over to Tubman because he loved Tubman so much. He made them loyal to Tubman. Then all of a sudden, he got killed. And what was my grandfather's death listed as? Mysterious. Benjamin Green Freeman died in 1950 as the Speaker of the House of Representatives of Liberia and the Vice President nominee to President Tubman. He died giving his speech and he was poisoned, and they listed his death as mysterious. This was in the 1950s. Vice President of Liberia, nominee, Speaker of the House. My grandfather's name was buried. We have never heard about my grandfather since the 1950s to this very day. And my grandfather died under mysterious circumstances. How would the Vice President, nominee of Liberia, with Liberia's greatest Speaker of the House of Representatives, die of mysterious circumstances? And the government still to today has not investigated the death of my grandfather. When you die mysteriously, your death can never be closed. It can never be closed. We got to open it. We got to review. Why? Because since my grandfather died in the 1950s, to this very day, Liberians are being killed and listed as mysterious deaths. Look at the 4 auditors. Their deaths are mysterious. We haven't resolved the problem yet. Look at the 3 people that got missing. Their death, we don't even know whether they're dead or not. So we got to assume that they're dead. But you can't assume that because under the law says 7 years before you can say a missing person is dead. So there's no investigation for these people. And we can wait 7 years before we can profess that they are dead. If our government cannot find no investigation into the mysterious deaths. Look at all the deaths in Liberia from ritualistic killing. Look at all the people that are being found dead. What are they going to list their deaths as? Mysterious? But Liberians don't want to hear this. Why? Because our country is a country of deceitfulness. Our country is a country of criminals. How will my grandfather die in the 1950s and 40s as Speaker of the House of Representatives of the Republic of Liberia and Vice Presidential nominee to the greatest president we ever had? And my grandfather's name was buried. Not one statue was put up to my grandfather. Not one street is named after my grandfather. Not one alley is named after my grandfather. Not one government toilet is named after my grandfather. How could my grandfather just die and his name just get buried to that. My grandfather's children never celebrated him. That today, I'm still wondering why my mom and her sisters never celebrated my grandfather's birthday, death, life, nothing. How would my grandfather just be buried? And you'll say, we sit there and judge which generation is the most corrupt. Y'all tell me now. Y'all the Liberian people watching my show. When a society is embedded in injustice, when the society is embedded in corruption and stealing and lies, when a country has existed on pure adulterated wickedness, how can my country survive? My friends, some of my friends call me king. Some of my friends call me king. And they think it's a joke. It's not a joke. I am a king. I am a king. You can't kill my family. Look at my cousin, 3 years ago, died mysteriously. Why are you killing the men in my family? My family people, why are you people killing the men in my family? My grandfather's settlement, Kirisburg, nobody in our whole settlement had honored my grandfather since the 1950s. And my grandfather is the only man that has come out of Kirisburg to lead Liberia successfully. And Ben and I, all of them won't follow his trend. Ben and I, they're not capable. Ben and I, you and them. You go steal our money, then you won't lead us. That's why they killed my grandfather, because my grandfather would never tolerated the roguish and stealing and deceitfulness in the Republic of Liberia since his death. That's why, since my grandfather died, that today, Liberians have died mysterious deaths. Let's look through our history. And that's why Yacinda was saying, this generation got to say enough is enough. This generation of young people cannot grow up stupid like our people of the past. And we're going to blame no one group. All Liberian people involved in it. The older Native people, the older Congo people. Because I can't blame the Congo people, the Native people. Because the Native people believe when you die, nobody might think about you again, your spirit will come back. We are Christians. That will separate me from nativism. I know that I got to honor my people, or I can't honor Jesus Christ. If I think like my native people think, why would I want to honor Jesus Christ? Because he walked the earth. And according to traditional African culture in Liberia, when you die, we forget you. We don't call your name no more. So I don't blame my native people. When my grandfather died, they were scared of his spirit. So they say, oh, forget about Benfrema. Don't call Benfrema name no more. Benfrema dead. He died mysteriously. Forget him. And my family forgot him. My mom and were late children. My mom were late children. So why would I celebrate with my people for my mom's death? Why would I celebrate it? All my mom people, they call me, they don't ask Rodney, how you doing? They ask, how your mom? You ask me how I doing, then you asking me how my mom? Huh? You see, this is the deceitfulness. We have perpetuated in our society for too long. So we question ourselves, which generation is corrupt? Which generation? Every generation is corrupt. Every generation is corrupt. This generation is the most educated generation of Liberian people. This generation don't know your history. This generation is lost. This is the most lost and confused generation of Liberian people ever. because you're born after war. You don't know nothing about the past. You don't know nothing about until you see it. You're not intellectual. You're not educated. You people are blind. You are born into blindness. So how will you appreciate anything to change Liberia? You can't change Liberia. All you know is America. What you will bring to Liberia? The same nonsensical nonsense that confused my country and my people that led us into a civil war, it will be the same thing you will bring to my country in. Listen to you on the air. Oh, Liberian women are the most beautiful women in the whole wide world. No, no, no. That's not what we want. I want my women to be warriors. Yeah, beauty is one thing, but now beauty can't build my country. I want strong women. Now, women are rude and disrespectful. For women who are educated, in line with understanding what duties and responsibility owe to the Liberian society. And you are a rude, disrespectful, educated woman, you cannot help our people. You got to step aside. And that's why the lesson I bring to my young people too. All our generations are corrupt. And it's hard to tell which generation is corrupt because this is supposed to be the most enlightened generation of our time, especially among diaspora Liberians, people who seeking change. But how do you seek change when you are confused yourself? You don't listen to people. You think you can just rise up as children with no guidance and direction, with no knowledge of your past, and just say, oh yeah, with Liberia, we'll change the past. How you change the past when you don't know the damn past? You got to know the past to change the past. So where you going to change? The Congo and country thing? And you don't know nothing about it? Most of you don't even know culture. You don't know your traditions. You don't know nothing. You're the same Congo people that left this country and just went to Liberia and enslaved everybody because you have no culture. You have no tradition. You have not learned nothing. You have no interest to learn anything. You want to take this education you get in this foreign land and take it to Liberia and screw our country up just like the people did in the 1800s. Because the just what will happen. You ain't know nothing. You don't want to learn nothing. You have no damn vision who your leaders really are. Look, I'm talking here, but you don't want to hear the truth. You won't follow Sam Jackson. Now you're sitting there and saying, oh, no, this man been doing this thing for years. Now he's switching between parties. I don't play that game. You will not hear my name in no political party, in no BS, except I know where that thing is going to carry me. If I don't know why I join it for, why I want to be a part of it. No, I can't. I can't. My beliefs cannot allow me. So I just want to enjoy myself, I want to force. I just want to enjoy myself and watch my country and my people. Because you're arguing about which generation is corrupt. When every generation is corrupt. This generation especially is not corrupt. It's just blind and useless. It's blind and useless. Because the young children ain't know nothing but Liberia. All they know is what they learn in this country. And they think it's the best thing in the world. They think they rule everything. And we will sit and watch. We got to sit and watch. We got to sit and watch. Why? Good players do not fight for jerseys. Good players do not fight for jerseys. And I ain't going to put on no boxing glove to go fight people for my country. The whole of Liberia is for me. I got to fight for land. I got to fight for nothing. It's my birthright. My grandfather passed that down to me. because I'm the only child of Benjamin Green Freeman to stand up for my grandfather's dreams. Why? Because I'm a leader of my country. No other grandchild of my father's could rise because it wasn't the time. It wasn't the time and it wasn't the place. Because we have to understand what our destiny is. We got to understand that if we must change our country, the condition of our people, the livelihood of all Liberians, we have to understand it's a greater responsibility. It's a deeper responsibility. And unless and until we understand these things that impact our lives and survival and morality, our country can excel. Because Liberia was founded on Christian principles. The two greatest principles of all religions: love your God and do unto others as you have them do unto you. So there is no other principle that is a guiding source of light in our lives than the founding principles of Liberia. But when our country has been a country of deceitfulness and liars and killers and treacherous people from time immemorial, we can't change. We can't change. The only way we change, our country has to be overhauled. The whole Liberian system has to be dismantled and overhauled. White people can't do it for us. Africans can't do it for us. They know better than us. What will help us? Ghana, Nigeria, all these people who don't know that they are slaves, all these people who got presidents and still worshiping the queen, are those the people that will teach Liberian people something? All those people still paying fees to France and all the other white countries, taking the resources of our country, our continent, that people I will follow, that confuse Africans I will follow. Those Africans who don't know who they are, I will follow those Africans. People who wearing wigs in hot Africa, like people in Europe, that people I will follow. Are you crazy? Why you think our world is so dumb and useless? Because we don't know who we are. I know who I am. I know what I stand for. I know what my family stood for. I don't hate my white brothers. Don't ever think I hate you. I don't. Why would I hate people? I'm a Christian. But I stand on the foundation of Jesus Christ, which is truth. And I ain't going to get off of it for no damn person. What the hell? Jesus Christ's foundation is truth. And I stand on that foundation. And I ain't scared of no man. If you're a vagabond and you can be president of a nation, I'll tell you you're a vagabond. Man, look, don't get me all mixed up and confused here, like you people. Because we got to have men to stand up for black people. We got to have men to stand up for the West African Republic of Liberia. And I ain't following no people who have been dealing in corruption and stealing for almost 100 years. Because the first 100 years, our fathers were sincere. They tried. Yes, they tried. They had to fight with our indigenous brothers for our indigenous brother to know that, hey, we deserve a place in Africa. Yes, we are slaves, but some of you sold us. Some of you destroyed our villages to sell us, to enrich yourself, to get your personal wealth, just like Sam Jackson and these people are doing today. Just like Marcus Matthew, all of them did. Yes, they freed the indigenous people. but they had no dreams. They freed the Liberian people because the opportunity was there. One system had ruled forever. And the indigenous people still feel hurt with the Congo people. Why? Because Baka, Marvin, and all of them still deceiving the people. Burma family, where Burma family, Amos Soldier, all these people have deceived us and they must be punished. The ones that are living, we must punish them. Then you'll say, which generation is the most corrupt? How can we determine that? Well, you do take a yardstick and determine, you know which generation is which? Huh? We never had no generation analysis. Liberia just being a damn corrupt nation from beginning, especially from Tottenham to this era. From Tottenham to this era has been the most corrupt era in Liberia history. This is the most corrupt. It's not about generation, it's about leadership. We don't measure our system on generation because our people are still illiterate. We got 95% of our country illiterate. So how are we going to evaluate our people on generational basis? We can't. If our generation had developed and excelled in the last 100 years, then we would look at generational gap and say, yeah, maybe this and that. But we got to look at leadership gap. From Tottenham to Do or Wea, there has been no change in our country. Our country has lived in deceitfulness and lies because from the killing of Ben Freeman to today, we still have Liberians dying of mysterious deaths. How my grandfather would die of mysterious death, the Speaker of the House of Representatives. How my own aunts and uncles and family will not honor my grandfather, will not even talk of his name, will not even celebrate his birthday, celebrate his death, celebrate his life, nothing. None of us know nothing about our grandfather except that he had property and his children fighting away. From the time he died, they've been fighting away and still fighting away. What the hell? What is all this corruption and deceitfulness and lies and treachery and killing in my country for? What is all this thing for? So that only way our country can change except we go back to the house of Benjamin Green Freeman. That's the way our country, because Liberian people owe my grandfather. You can tell your country and Congo analysis all you want. It means shit. You owe Ben Freeman. And until you can submit to Ben Freeman family and let me rule you and change the destiny of my people like my grandfather wanted it. Liberians will not grow. You can't kill my grandfather who brought you from the native butchers into the city of Monrovia and put you in the House of Representatives, then you kill my grandfather and list him as mysterious. I know you native people don't honor your dead when they're dead, they're gone. But my Christian people, that now our lesson, we honor Jesus Christ. We honor his resurrection. And y'all won't kill my grandfather and erase him from history. It can't happen. It can't happen. The people from Carisburg now used to having a lot of educated people. Look at the educated people from Carisburg. All of them don't want to live in Carisburg, they want to live in Monrovia. Look at Stanton Johnson. Look at Darlington Johnson. Look at Benana Ure. These are the Carisburg people that are supposed to have money. Look at Carisburg. None of those niggas go back to Carisburg and build Carisburg. The last time I was in Carisburg, I was so disgusted with Carisburg because nothing had changed from the time we were children. But I'm not from Carisburg. I'm a Chesson. I'm from Monrovia. So they never accepted me, really. They got this false Christianity thing. My mom born me on the wedlock, so, it's against Jesus. It's against the realm. And this will I be all destroyed because of the deceitfulness the wickedness, the evil that is perpetrated in Jesus Christ's name. And that's not it. That's not it. You can't do evil and say it's Jesus Christ. No. I'm not judging nobody. I'm not going back to say this family did it or that person did it. No. I just know from Tottenham to Wea, Liberia has been messed up, run amok, changed. From Tottenham to Wea, Liberia has lived in deceitfulness, corruption, lies, treachery, and betrayal to our national symbol, to our forefathers. No president in Liberia was supposed to serve for 30 years. If my grandfather was alive, it would never have happened. That's why they had to poison him. My grandfather believed that, as I do, that Liberia is for Liberian people. That's why the Congo people, the American Liberian, call me native, because my mom is Gola. That's why they don't respect me, because my mom is Gola. But I ain't scared of them. I ain't scared of them. Because my pa respected me. My pa honored me. My pa knew that I was the better man. So our good players don't fight for jerseys, man. You gotta wake up. And that's my first lesson. We don't have a generational analysis. We have a leadership analysis. Where did Liberia go wrong? From Tottenham to Wea. That is the era of destruction for Liberia. Because you can't rule our country for 40, 50 years and expect Liberians to want to change. I will change. We are used to that kind of living. Look at the Chinese people. Look at the Korean people. Look at all these people that have been ruled by dictators. They are used to being ruled by dictators. So some of them love one-man rule, but they're not the destiny of our country. Our country is not to make legislators stay in power for life. 9 years, 2 terms, that's a life. You serve life. Prince Johnson has served life in our government now. A useless murderer and killer, human flesh eater, is leading our country for a lifetime after killing nearly 3,000-4,000 people, 500,000 people. This wicked, evil man has led Liberia for a lifetime after killing so many people. And our people ready to vote for him for another term. So, which generation is corrupt? Which generation? Which generation is Prince Johnson from? Which generation are his children from? Which generation are Liberians from who are voting Prince Johnson into office over and over? From the same corrupt society. So there's no generation corruption. Our corruption is from Tottenham to Wea. And Ellen Johnson is the main perpetrator of the modern age corruption. Tottenham was in the old age. Ellen picked it up, and we honor Ellen now. So Ellen has ruled out for more than Tottenham. Ellen has caused destruction in Liberia from 1980 to today. She's still ruling out Liberia. And that's why Ellen Johnson's salary especially got to go. She and her children. They got to go. They got to go. Our country will not survive with the Sally family and the Johnson family and the Bernards and the whoever they are or our country. We can't survive. Those pure nepotistic people who killed our people in 1980 for nepotism and come rule our country with their families today, and you will sit down and support this woman and say she was the savior of Liberia. You're deceitful. Liberian people are deceitful. So we can't, there's no generation gap. We are still living in deceitfulness. Our people still dying of mysterious deaths. Liberians are still written off as dying of mysterious deaths. Since my grandfather in the 50s to today. Nobody know how my grandfather died even to today. My grandfather is listed as mysterious, his death. Speaker of the House of the Republic of Liberia, Vice President, his death is mysterious. And everybody in Liberia forgot about my grandfather. You go to Liberia, you will not see one thing named after my grandfather. How could Liberian people hate my grandfather to die? How could you hate my family to die? How can you people be so evil to my grandfather and my family and expect me to be with you at my mother's funeral? My own family betrayed me. My own family let me down. Why, they think I got money? Or I think I got everything? Even if I had it. Even if I had it. I'm going around donating money to school and for a big college. To people who need it. Not my own university because they forgot my grandfather. How can you forget my grandfather and expect me to come and be with you? And I see you running amok. You don't know which generation is the most corrupt. That's a problem with my Liberian people. So let me end my second two lessons before my hour end because I can't last too long. Talking about Liberian people over an hour makes me sick. So let me do my Samuel Jackson. This the man, your honor. This man from 1980, they came to our country and destroyed our country. And he still leading our country. And now y'all see the very, very deceitfulness. The man sitting on the TV telling us he George we are cousin. When they maybe King George we are cousin. Telling us he can fight for his cousin and change. Y'all see the deceitfulness? This is the man from 1980 that destroyed our country and be stealing our money, going to conferences and acting, following Ellen Johnson Sally and praising her. Since the man fell to her feet, the other man fell to her feet. Ellen Johnson is now a woman to play with. You think I give a damn who fell to Ellen Johnson's feet? You think I give a damn whether kings and queens honoring Ellen Johnson Sally? She's a criminal and evil woman to my people. I will frog her and jail her. Let the princes and the kings come and talk for her. I will frog them too. What the hell wrong with you people? These are the people that sell our country out to all the names that Samuel Jackson was calling. Samuel Jackson is a dummy. He's a useless fool. Look at the man God. They just grave seekers. People just steal for us and lie to you, Liberian people. Lie to you, Liberian people, time and time again, and you'll swallow the lies. You'll take it to bed with you. You'll sleep with it. Then when shit hit the fan, y'all don't support me. Why would I come around and my mom dead? All my friends calling me from high school, telling me, oh, we're sorry for your mom. You expect me to call you back and talk with you? My country dying, I'm talking for it. None of y'all supporting me. Then my mom died. People calling me out of the woodwork to say sorry for you. I don't see none of y'all watching my show here. I don't see none of y'all supporting me. Y'all think I'm doing this show for Chesson? I'm fighting to build my country. And none of y'all, all your jealous people, you're jealous Sam Jackson. All of y'all like Sam Jackson. Y'all want something to help Liberia. Look at me, I've been talking since 1980. I'm still talking today to free my country. How many of y'all supporting me? You're not supporting me because y'all won't follow Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. It's the same corrupt system of Congo people. And I'm not doing that. The time for change is now. The time for change is now. And you're wondering Who's the most corrupt generation? The most corrupt generation is from Totman to Huya. This is the most corrupt generation in Liberia history. We have robbed our country. We have destroyed the dreams of our fathers. We have submitted our country and people to foreigners. We are beggars. We are nothing but beggars and useless people. And y'all don't come call me and apologize to me for my mom. No, that not how it's done. Y'all can't let me do all this all my life and never support me. Then when my mom died, I get in calls from all the woodwork to tell me sorry for my mom. What kind of sorry? I'm doing my business. I'm trying to build my country. I'm going around the world teaching my people that I Liberia. None of y'all supporting me. You're jealous. So why you're calling me when my mom dead? I can't deal with this shit. Let the dead bury the dead. You'll call my mom and send your wishes to her. You'll send your dreams to her. I can't deal with that. I've been doing this thing since 1980. All of you sitting there watching me. Oh, Bob Blue this, Bob Blue that. Then my mom died, everybody calling me. Friends I've had from elementary school, I never talked to, they're calling me. They're calling me to talk to me, to tell me, we sorry, you want money? No, I don't want my kind of money. Give me money on my show. Give me money for what I'm doing to uplift my country, not because of the dead. Go bury the dead. You go with my mom and bury my mom and my people. Let the dead bury the dead. That's all you're doing in Liberia. You ain't got nothing but useless people. Nobody talk or support me for what I'm doing. But when it comes to dead and sharing property and money, everybody come and say, sorry, sorry, sorry. What are you telling me sorry for? Why are my people telling me sorry? I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Because you think I'm living for my mom. No, I've been an independent man all my life. And you should know that. You should know that. You should know that Louis Walter Smith will not raise a dummy. You don't love your own auntie. The Walsworth people and all that. You don't love your auntie. Your auntie raised me. Made me who I am today. And all of you don't even honor her. You don't even honor her. I can't do that. Give me my flowers while I'm alive. You're waiting for me to die so you can come to my funeral too. Who you will donate the money to? Who you will donate the money to bury me? Because my funeral will be private. I will be burned. There will be no grave for people to go to for Rodney Chesson. So if you're waiting for me to die for you to go cry to grave and put one or two flowers, that it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna be cremated. And nobody gonna keep my ashes. My ashes gonna be spread. I am a Christian. I ain't gonna follow the bullshit of the evil people in my country. Y'all follow Sam Jackson. That the man who had deceived you all his life from 1980 to the day. You follow Ellen Johnson telling that a woman and wicked witch who had destroyed my country. You follow her family. You follow those people. You deserve them. And you follow George Weah, them who's supporting her and defending her and protecting her. Because you deserve them. You deserve them. All of you belong in the same pot together. You know? So Liberia's corruption cannot be measured. Cannot be measured. And that's why I stayed under it all these years. I work hard for what I got. I suffer for what I got. And I ain't going to relinquish it for nobody. 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 My beliefs are sacred. My beliefs are are with Jesus, the Christ. And I ain't going to change it. All your so-called Christians who don't know nothing about Christianity, you'll go there, oh, Christianity, my church better than your church, my synagogue, all the dumb Christian thing you'll be doing. You think that Christianity? Let the dead bury the dead. Let the dead bury the dead. I can't follow the dead. So Commander Chesson is the right leader for Liberia today. I cannot last long serving you because I know I'm a tough man. Sometimes I can be even tough on myself. But that's the way it got to be until we overhaul our country, until we still standards for our people, until we understand that no family owns Liberia. No group of useless people and nepotistic fools own Liberia. And we're coming to get you. If my children listen to me, if my children understand that our destiny is in our own hands, if my children understand that the sovereignty of Liberia is ours, and no international community can give it to us. No international community can take it for us except we give it to them. And our leaders have betrayed us and sold our country to the foreign international community for too long. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf must be punished. Every cent that woman owns must be returned to Liberia and the Liberian people. Every son money her children own must be turned to the Republic of Liberia and the Liberian people. Until we do that, the corruption, the mysterious deaths, the evil will continue because Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is the witch that must be plucked of the Liberian society. In the cause of the people, the struggle continue. Aluta continue. Tony Commander Chesson is the man to follow. Have a good day.